Hi, this is Vicki with the Paper Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm so happy that you're joining me today. This is the card that I made. I was playing around with the stamp set last night, and this is what I came up with. And I'm going to make a card like this, but I'm going to use different colors. I love this card. It reminds me so much of my childhood with picking wild daisies. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, as you can see, I used this beautiful color. This is one of the new in colors. By in color, I mean every year they bring out a new grouping of colors, and this is part of the new grouping that came out for 2019 to 2021. And this is called Rococo Rose. It is such a beautiful color. I'm going to use another color from that grouping, and it is called Terra Tile, and it is equally as beautiful, just a different shade, just very pretty. I'm also going to use Whisper White. Go ahead and get this scored. There we go. I couldn't find my bone folder. You ever have one of those days where your glasses are on your face and you're wondering where they are? Well, that might be one of those days. I'm not going to say, but it might be. Okay, this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. And this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then I'm using my Whisper White at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my fern stamp, and the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it sideways. I'm going to do a strong one here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and ink again, and then do another one like right there, and then right there. And then I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing. And it's going to overlap, but it's okay. There we go. Oh, I love that little swirly pattern. Then I'm going to take Terracotta Tile, and I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to stamp with Terracotta Tile, and then I'm going to take a marker for So Saffron, and I'm going to just color in the middle portion, the little nose of the flower. And then just all you have to do then is just rub it on your paper and get that color off, and then it's like new again. And then I'm going to just breathe on it and stamp it. It didn't really take it too much, did it? I think it's because it's so much darker. I know what I'll do. But then I'm going to stamp it again. Okay, I'm back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sponge dauber and just hit it in there a little bit, and then I'm just going to go around the center of it with my sponge dauber, just like that, and that worked perfectly. If your color is not so dark like the Rococo Rose, then it works a lot better with your marker. All I did with this one was ink up Rococo Rose, and then I took the Pineapple Punch and just inked up the middle of it. You know, I need to make 4 of these actually, so let me get one more piece. Okay, I'm back, and what I'm going to do now, I went ahead and I punched out a second set of those, and now I'm just going to use my Daisy Lane punch. And I mentioned on one of my earlier videos that what you need to do when you're doing this is once you cut it, be very careful and try to move your paper evenly and sideways. There we go. Try to keep it even and move it sideways like that, because once it's cut right there, those little pieces want to move and get caught up in here, and you can actually end up tearing your paper as a result. Okay, let's see. I got to get this just right because of the angle. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm back. I have those cut out, and what I'm going to do is use a little bit of snail, and I'm just going to go on top of the bottom flower and then just match them up. Okay. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. And see the color, you can either use, see I could do it like this, which is actually not a bad idea. I kind of like that actually. This also has a script, excuse me, this has a script on the other side. And this is the In Color DSP. It comes in a package of 6x6. And there's, I think, 4 of each color in them, and there's 4 of the designs. This is just one of the designs. There's also one that has a check, like a plaid or something like that. It's really cute. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it a little differently and use the, I'm not really sure what you call that pattern. It kind of reminds me like the shape of a peacock tail, but I know that's not what it is, but it reminds me of that. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere this to my card right here like this. And if you see that there's actually any, if it hangs over the side, then you can just trim it off from the back, which mine does a little bit right here. So you can just trim it off from the back right here. We're not perfect sometimes in the way we cut things out, are we? But it's okay. It works. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, each one of these little flowers. It's a super easy card. Put it right there. And I think because my, the wording is, or the color of the ink is so strong, I'm going to go ahead and use Rococo Rose to put Smile down here. This one, I was afraid that it would be too light, and so I didn't choose to do that. Oh, I see the other thing I didn't do too was to splatter it with ink. Hold on one second. We're going to do that. I'm going to show you. Okay, to create the splatter, you put a little bit of the re-inker on like this. I think I actually used the wrong one, but and I'm going to try to not put it here, so I'm going to just place this right here because I don't really want the re-inker to get on that. And then you just tap it. Okay. Then I'll do it on this other side as well. Okay. All right, now that I've got that other side done, and I've placed dimensionals on the back of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them in place like that. I think before I do that one though, I need to go ahead and stamp the word smile. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Rococo Rose. You can see where I cleaned my aqua painter off. And I like to stamp sometimes, especially when I'm using sentiments, to see how it's going to look. I'm just going to place it right down here. That's beautiful. That's going to be perfect. All right, I'll go ahead and put this one into place. And I kind of like to, I don't want it to get into the letters, and I kind of want it to be interlocked with the flower. So we're just going to kind of interlock those. And one thing I did with the other flower that I didn't do with this one was I kind of manipulated the petals a little bit. Some of them I brought forward, some of them I took backwards. And so I completely forgot to do this. I made this yesterday, and I haven't made any videos this morning, and so I'm always a little rough whenever I'm creating again. But isn't that pretty? I really like it. And so now all I'm going to do is to stamp, or not stamp, but glue it onto the card, to the next layer, and then onto the card. Sorry, you're having to live through my bumbles. Maybe I need another cup of coffee this morning. That's a strong possibility. Okay, now that I have my card assembled, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some embellishments. And these are the faceted in color dots. And I love these dots. They are so pretty. I'm just going to randomly place them. Just different places around the card. Okay, I've got my card finished. Off camera, I went ahead and I stamped on the inside. I stamped, "It is your time to shine." It's your time to shine. And I put one of the ferns there. That fern is just fabulous. I used to do flower work as a hobby. I worked with a lady and learned how to do flower arrangements, and that's a leather leaf fern, and it's just so easy to put flower arrangements with, and I love it. Absolutely love the way both of these turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video with my bumbles and all. And if you like this video, then I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. And if you really liked it and want to see more, click the bell and you will get notification of when my videos come out. Also, if you'll go to Facebook and you'll like The Paper Connection, you can keep in touch. Thanks so much. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this encourages you to go out and make yourself a card too. Bye-bye.